everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, it's theclinicaltrials.guru. That works too. I picked that one up. Email me, Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Call, text 949-415-6256. Social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Dan Sfera, just like my YouTube name. Twitter, LinkedIn, all that stuff, okay? So the way this works is you send a question, I'll make a video response if I think the question's good and other people get some value out of it. So, and I keep you anonymous, that's the whole thing. So I've been going through a lot lately. Today's is very interesting. I mean, I've talked about it before. It says, hey Dan, what can a site do to pay a sub-investigator who refers them patients that would be legal and doesn't interfere with anti-kickback statute? So, good question. I know a lot of you guys get hung up on this kind of stuff way too much. I was talking to someone out in the community who recruits study participants, and the research clinic and him, they didn't know how to go about it because he was commission only, and they thought that the IRB would have an issue with it. And of course, the IRB is going to have an issue with anything if you present it to them as a possible conflict. Like their default answer is going to be no. So you got to work some things in there, in his case, such as what kind of activities are you doing to generate leads for the clinical research site. Same thing for the sub-investigator, right? You guys are getting way too hung up on these legalities. If you ask attorneys, they're going to tell you no by default. That's their answer. But think about it, okay? A sub-investigator, they're listed on the 1572. Their job is to back up the principal investigator. So there's got to be a way for you to compensate them, whether that's a referral fee for referring study participants, although if you don't want to tread those muddy waters, because it does get muddy, have them do other things at the site other than just refer. I mean, if they're a sub-investigator, they should be trained on the protocol. They should be trained on doing some of the procedures, if not all of the procedures that a principal investigator does. Many other things, amongst those being referring and recruiting study participants. And so have him or her actually do something so that you can pay them a consulting fee. Notice how I don't say referral fee, it's a consulting fee. If he's an independent contractor for your site, if he's an employee for your site, it's different. You can add a bonus to his salary. But most of the time they're independent contractors. So have them actually do some work, not just send them money because they sent you some patients, right? Because that could be considered kickback or part of the anti-kickback laws. So you got to find ways and you got to document the process of what the sub-investigator does other than recruit, but also including recruitment in there. So has he been trained on the protocol? Does he back up the PI ever? Does he do any study procedures? When he recruits for you, hold on one second, I got a good form for you. Because you guys are getting way too hung up on this stuff. When the sub-investigator recruits for you, okay? So he's doing a whole lot of other things because he's on the 1572. If he's not doing all those other things and he's just referring patients, he really shouldn't be a sub-investigator, okay? At that point, he's just a doctor in your referral network. Have him do one of these forms, right? Instead of just sending you a name and a number, have him fill out one of these forms, a pre-screening form, front to back. All right, it says patient name, date of birth, address, contact, surgical history, current meds, allergies. Then on the back they have like a full physical, medical history. Yeah, and then have him sign it. All right, that's his referral form. No, that's not his referral form. That's his pre-screening form. So now you can compensate whatever's fair for having an MD who typically get paid like $200 an hour, fill out one of these forms, right? And if they do enough of them, you can probably make it somewhat similar to what you would want to pay him or her for a referral fee anyways, except now it's legal, it's by the books. You have the process documented, make sure it's documented in your SOPs, right? And then have him or her do a bunch of other stuff as well, okay? And if you have him do procedures on the patients that he refers, or she, okay, If you have them do the procedures on the patients they refer, that's their incentive, because if you can pay them for the procedures that they do and only that, that could be their incentive to refer more patients, and then you don't even need a referral fee for them. Okay, so there's so many ways to go about this. Stop talking to your attorneys and all that stuff, although you probably should, but their default answer is no, and everything's dangerous. I asked attorneys back in 2010 when I wanted to start this blog what they thought about it, and they told me don't do it, it's very dangerous, pharma can sue you. I mean, this is things lawyers tell you, so that's their job. Use common sense, find real work for them to do, make it part of your SOPs, make sure it's legal, and that's it, right? Hopefully this helps. Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Keep your questions coming in. Thank you.